I was recently fortunate enough to help a young family move to the Metroplex, and they selected Mansfield as their new home, and here's why. In this video, I'm going to share with you why they chose to move to Mansfield, Texas. I'm Robert Owen, your Frisco, Fort Worth, and Dallas realtor, and if you're thinking about to relocate to the DFW area, you may consider Mansfield as one of those cities.
If this is your first time to our channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living in DFW, from Dallas to Frisco to Fort Worth and its suburbs, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current real estate market in DFW. We get texts and emails every single day from people just like you wanting to buy and make a move to DFW, and we love it. So whether you're looking to move in 5 days or 5 months, shoot us a text or schedule a Zoom call with us, and we'll be happy to help you make your move to DFW easy like a Sunday morning.
That could be a good possibility for you and your family with all of the cities and the choices that you have in the DFW area. Of course, I would show you all of your options, but I'm going to share with you some of the points why they chose Mansfield as their home. They are thrilled with their choice, and Mansfield is a fabulous place to live, and here are the main reasons why Mansfield is their location. They wanted to have a suburb in Fort Worth, and Mansfield is just that. But not only that, it is centrally located between Dallas and Fort Worth. You're about 30 minutes to downtown Dallas, which is great, and you're about 20 minutes to downtown Fort Worth. You have easy access highways there. You can take Highway 287 to get to Fort Worth, and you have easy access 360 to get to Dallas. So it's centrally located. Since they're both in sales, they felt like it was important to be able to get to different parts of the Metroplex quite easily, and they wanted to be centrally located between those major cities. Another cool thing about this location of Mansfield is that it is south of Arlington, so it's kind of like a suburb of a suburb, if you could really think about it that way. Easy access to cool things, and if you're going to Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Grapevine, or any of those great places, you know, the things that you can find, the different activities to do, getting around is quite easy. Another thing that is it's easily accessible is Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, as well as Dallas Love Field. So living in Mansfield, you can shoot straight up Highway 360 to get to DFW Airport, or just about a 40-minute drive to Dallas Love Field if you prefer that. You know, if you want to take Southwest Airlines, fly the Southwest. Another reason why they chose Mansfield as their home is, well, they have 2 kiddos that are in school, and one of the major reasons they chose Mansfield is that city they wanted to know is Mansfield Independent School District. Has an accountability rating of an 88 or a B+ from the Texas Education Agency. Their kiddos had one in elementary and the other in middle school. So they looked at the high school to see where their kiddos would end up attending. Those are all things that I think anyone with school-age kids should do, and it doesn't matter about the school district, but also about the feeder pattern and those schools you think that if it would be a good fit for your kiddo. Another thing that they strongly wanted to consider for their kiddos when it came to schooling was the size of the district. They didn't want them to be in some like massive school district like Plano, but Mansfield is one that is small to mid-size. There are about 48 schools and about 35,000 students, and they are served by the Mansfield Independent School District. So it was important that their student-teacher ratios were low and that their kiddos could get what they are needed in a great foundational education. You also have charter schools in Mansfield as well as private schools. So you have a full array of school options. which they did appreciate. Another big reason why they moved to Mansfield is because it is a suburb. And they did not want to live in a big city like Fort Worth. They did not want to live in a big city like Dallas. Those cities are just too massive for them. But they did know they wanted to be in a suburb, and they wanted to live in a suburb of the more southern section of the DFW Metroplex. The north is just getting too populous, and it's a great fit for them. Mansfield has a population of about 75,000 people. It's about 36 square miles in area, so it's just large enough to feel like they have gotten away from the congestion of the busy cities with that small town feel. They have plenty of shopping options, so it's not like this is a little city, and they do have all of the amenities that some of the major cities have. Of course, there's not as much variety, but they have five-star restaurants, which is huge. They do have a frequent seafood restaurant area, which is called the Vault. It's located in Mansfield, and that place is terrific. You have you have to actually get a reservation there, so check it out. If you do visit Mansfield, so when I talk about shopping, we do have all of those things that you would necessarily want and need. They have small, quaint boutiques. They have the Painted Tree, which is very similar to Gracie Lane in Arlington, where you have small boutiques. So they also have small business owners that share their products and services and things like that. It's quite a very cool place, but you also have everything that you need there. There are days when you don't want to have to leave the city. There are days when you don't want to have to go all the way to Arlington or Dallas or Fort Worth, and you want to stay right there in your little home of Mansfield, the bubble. Also, you have your Targets, your Walmarts, plenty of grocery stores, Sprouts. You have Market Street, Tom Thumb, Kroger's. So you have your choice of shopping options, and it's a smaller town when it comes to food. But you also have all those stores in Mansfield. So no worry about having to travel too far to get excellent grocery store shopping options like Targets and such. So living in Mansfield, Texas, there is plenty to do. You have plenty of outdoor activities. You have golf courses, you have biking trails that have pretty much a great distance throughout the city, and you can even go through downtown Mansfield. You have a Dallas Star Center, you have a field house, USA, Mansfield Parks, you have ponds where you can do your fishing and you can go play. Plenty to do as far as recreation when it gets hot, because we're in Texas and it gets hot. So we have a water park called Hawaiian Falls. So kids can go to Hawaiian Falls and they love it, and they attend their birthday parties when they go to Hawaiian Falls, just because it's literally a water park right in the middle of the city. And that's one of those places where they enjoy going most. Also, Mansfield Parks and Recreation, they host a bunch of different parades, community gatherings, things like that. And I would also like to mention that it's not far from Joe Pool Lake. It's probably about a 5 or 10 minute drive. I enjoy Joe Pool Lake. It's one of my favorite lakes, and it participates with a lot of stuff with the city. Of course, I can't talk enough about Mansfield without talking about real estate. And real estate in Mansfield is one of those that continuously increases in value. As far as homes increasing value, it's a solid market. One of the things that I always tell my clients when we are purchasing a home is to consider the investment value. I am always thinking of that. You're not going to live in that home forever. So what's it going to look like for you 2, 3, 10 years down the line? And when you're considering purchasing in Mansfield, that's going to be a good property. Values have been extremely consistent as far as increasing over time. And with this Mansfield real estate market, you have to look back all the way to like 2013. You'll never guess what I found out. The average price of a home in Mansfield in 2013, well, the median price of a home in Mansfield was $180,000. You could purchase a really nice home for $180,000. And the median home price, Mansfield in 2023, $482,000. So that's an increase of over $300,000. And the median home price between 2013 and 2023, and that's just 10 years. That's pretty incredible increase. So yes, we did see increases across all of DFW, but Mansfield is one of those cities that you probably saw more of an increase than, say, your other cities. Another thing about the housing and living in Mansfield are the neighbors. The neighbors are wonderful. As far as my clients are saying, they have some terrific neighbors. There's also Arlington and Mansfield neighbors that do not disappoint. They've even gained some new neighbors across the street, and they have had a chance to meet with them, and they kind of have a fellowship with some of their neighbors in Mansfield. Everyone kind of looks out for each other is what I'm being told. And they've exchanged information, and they feel very comfortable about everything. And if they're going out of town for a week, you know, they're like, hey, can you keep some eyes on my place, make sure no one backs up a truck to my place? You know, that neighborly kind of feel. It's just the kind of thing that you want to do and look out for each other when you're in one of these reasonably small towns. And that's why they chose to live in Mansfield. Now, before we move on here, I'm going to say that Mansfield feels like one of those places that you don't want to believe all the hype about it, and we don't want you to be disappointed. So yes, Mansfield is one of those cities that has some older homes, but there are a lot of newer construction homes here in Mansfield as well. So you have the M3 Ranch, you have the Somerset, you have South Point, and some of the other cool kind of pockets and neighborhoods, Colby Crossing, that you consider new construction. So Mansfield is growing. That's always a good thing for Mansfield, because some people you gain, and more people that come to the city, it's bringing money and resources and things like that. So now you know Mansfield is growing, but you do have a variety of housing options. If you want new construction, you have that option as well. If you wanted an older home, then you have that option as well. You can't talk about a city without, you know, safety. And safety is definitely a top priority when we're deciding about a suburb or a city that we want to live in. Mansfield is on the list as far as quality living and feeling safe. And I say feeling safe because it's kind of subjective, but you know, I think it's safe, and you may think that Mansfield is one of the safest cities in the Metroplex. According to crimegrade.org, Mansfield received an A-, which is not anything to be ashamed about. An A in anything is just going to be great. And again, it shows how safe a city is when it comes to crime and things like that. So Mansfield is one of the safest cities in the Metroplex, and we have the data to back that up. So I hope this video was helpful, and I want to give you some insight as to why these families have chosen Mansfield as their home. If you have any questions regarding any city in the DFW Metroplex, please reach out to me, email me, text me, and we will see you in the next video.